Uh-huh.
The present is now. It's a gift.
Jeez.
It's just holding it and just like hug it out or something.
Aye, that hippie vibe.
I like that one. I like
That
that.
hippie vibe.
But unfortunately, it's my month, baby.
Black History Month.
We can do that kumbaya shit another time. Let's go.
One second. Why would they only give black people? Black man's back.
I'm back again.
Hold on, no, stop that. Stop that. That's the victim mentality. Nobody didn't. No. Nobody didn't give us some month. Because one thing, I learned this from Jack Nicholson, yeah, in the Departed. He said one thing these niggas don't know. Nobody ain't gonna give you shit. You need to take that shit. So we take that shit. Nobody didn't give us Black History Month. We took Black History and we made it our month, and then we institutionalized it in the UK and Europe. It's October, and in Americas it's February. That's the shit that we did.
Have you got a problem with Black History Month?
Let's do this.
Have you got a problem with Black History Month? Me too.
It should be called World History Month.
Yeah.
I think it should be just
Yeah.
Black History, not a month. Why don't you just every
Black
day?
history. That's all the history.
Or history. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
I can't say.
We should eliminate black though. I personally think we should eliminate black.
What about her story? What about her story?
Yeah, her story.
Story. I don't know about that, Because then
I've got 4 daughters. I get it all the time.
I got 3.
They're the ones who are going to carry on the genes.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Huh? You still need to qualify what? Yeah, the reason why I don't want to use the term...
He's not.
The reason why I don't want to use the term black history or black full stop is because that term was given to us as African people of African descent in a... How can I put it? Yeah, in a binary system.
What you lot?
Ain't
Ain't there loads of different... You see, like when you go to New York, yeah? You see, like if you go to New York, yeah? And over here, we're just like Black History Month, this, that. There's loads of different kinds of black people, as you already know, innit? Like, we got Haitian, but they identify themselves as Haitians, you got the Dominicans, you got the Nigerians, you got many different kinds of black people who identify themselves, different cultures, different traditions and stuff. Don't you think we're doing a bit of a disservice by just saying, oh yeah, Black History Month, like, because we don't know.
We should call it world history, but Africans in the diaspora. Africans that's been around the whole entire globe. Yeah. From England. Yeah. All the way over to Australia, all the way over into China, all the way over into India, all the way over into the Americas and so forth. We worldwide, baby. We worldwide.
You started this shit. This is the motherfucking fancy.
Right. How do you feel? Like,
Am I lying?
Hey.
Started this shit. You get me? No one wants to thank us, everyone wants to thank everybody else. Say, yeah, this person and that person, weren't they great? But no one had a golden age. Feel right. So I say we got the blueprint. You get me? We need to go back to the old ways if we're talking about moving forward.
So how do you say that we are now? Like we were great, we were amazing, we had amazing civilizations. What's happened? What's the deal now then? Where are we on the totem pole right now? Oh, wait, yeah. So what's going on? So do you believe that that's just made it's fucked us up? Yeah. Okay. So do you specifically blame that on the white man?
We need to take...
Do you specifically blame that on the white man or the Arab man? Do you blame it on the Arab man?
We need to do like the Chinese man, yeah? After we get bombed, decimated and destroyed, we need to, as she quite rightly said, we need to lock ourselves away, make ourselves exclusive, and make sure we just build ourselves back up and take over the world, baby. World domination.
Called reclamation.
Don't you think...
World domination, baby.
Reclamation.
Reclamation. Speech.
Do you think, a lot of the, how we're come together and we're talking about black history, how we can move forward as a people and whatnot. Do you think that a lot of this dialogue is demonizing white people?
That's no.
Always happens.
Stop. Wait.
It's a genuine question.
Wait. The agenda is quaint.
Triggered him.
The agenda is quaint, okay? And let's acknowledge that the agenda is quaint.
Yeah, but
the brother has got a point. Has got a point.
Thank you.
Because the moment, as I said before, the moment we start speaking about black, we have to speak about the opposite, which is white.
No, but I was gonna.
The blacks.
All right, listen. I was gonna carry on. This is what I was gonna say. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, totally. Right, this is what I was going to expound. Yeah, I was going to expound on it. In the fact of, yeah, like, we always, and I don't believe that we should be talking about the demonization of white. We should be talking about how we should be getting ourselves better. But when I look at the facts, and as I said, I'm a layman, it turns out that it's a fact that Asian people had black people in slavery for a longer period of time, and it was much more vicious, and there's slaves in Libya right now. I'm like, raw, why are you demonizing? Why are you demonizing? Not saying that you personally are demonizing. You should be demonizing Arabs as well, then, if that's the case, shouldn't you?
They should get the worst. They should get.
But anytime that we're talking about blackness and say every time we talk about blackness, why are we always talking about the whiteness? Why shouldn't we talk about the Arabness as well?
No, like the last 3 videos have been about.
I'm gonna go and look at the last 3 videos to see if you're telling a lie.
The difference is with the Arabs, it's very specific. Whereas with the white people, it's the entire of Africa. It's not just little sections. Whereas the Arab invasion is very specific. There isn't a Commonwealth of the Middle East or whatever that like most African countries subscribe to as much as they do to the Commonwealth. And so the examples that you're providing, for example, the country that I come from, it was very specific, the Arab invasion, as of the whole of North Africa.
Yeah.
So in that regard, it's a lot more complex than it is to, in terms of with white people, it's out of Africa, then you have the Caribbean, then you have the Americas. There is that. With the Arabs, you don't have that. And so with theirs, it's much more localized. Yeah, it's much more of a centralized form of colonization. And the way that they've colonized African nations is different to the way that white people came along. And it's more of like a layered effect where they came, they left, they came, they left. White people has always been a constant. And so why, when it sounds like it's all white people, it's because that's the one thing that we know for a fact is a widespread part of black history. Whereas with Arabs, it's a lot more specific than that. So that's just what I have to say in that regard.
And also there's a legacy of European
exactly
to this day.
Yeah, whereas, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. English is the language rather than Arabic. So that's
Listen,
Man of free spirit. You know what I'm saying? So man want to do what he wants to do. So under the same colonial system that we have here, there, it's going to cause a problem. You know what I mean?
So how would you change it then?
Breaking the program.
Well, don't you think a good idea for me, what I would have thought to breaking the problem is like, for me, I'm on a personal journey, yeah, of like, obviously I was born in this country, I've got heritage in other countries and stuff like that. So for me personally, I'm finding out personally whether I'm wanted in this country or whether I feel like, because people always say to you, go back. I haven't got a problem with going back to wherever it is I need to go if that's what it is that they want me to do. I ain't trying to stay in someone's house that doesn't want me here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's a personal journey on finding, like, growing up in this country, and like, it's how I was edified growing up is a lot of things are at combat with each other. So it's a personal journey for me as well. Meeting people like you and talking to people like you, it's all for me to move forward. You understand? I might fuck off. I might be gone, mate, and go back to where I come from for real, for real. Do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of staying there, complaining and being like, nah. Because I've been around Europe, bro. And I'm telling you, this is probably one of the best countries where you could be black and in a country that's not your own. That you seem, that's not your own country. I've been...
Within Europe.
That's why I said within Europe. That's why I said that.
Can't wait to go.
You know what I mean? I was born on European soil. Yeah, me too. Or under the water somewhere.
Better than Spain, better than Italy,
Rome.
better than Greece, better than all of those.
Go Rome and see what they're doing, fam. You see, where you consider your brothers, yeah, on the street selling fake Gucci bags, bro. Left, right, and centre.
Alright, let me tell you.
I'll tell you what I saw.
My master plan is this, yeah?
Let's hear it. That's what I like to hear. Solutions.
It's real easy, it's real
Let's
easy,
hear it.
yeah?
Go on.
Alright, so there's a few things, right? First of all, get your money up.
I agree with that.
Get your money up. Every one of us should be millionaires in the next 5 years. Billionaires, really and truly. But let's just say 5 years. If you lot really are, the cream of the crop, black people have got all this power and intellectual.
Yeah, you should be amazing by now.
Millionaires,
Yeah.
you'll be millionaires. So get your money up. Second thing is we create a think tank that can create how can I put it? A cultural revolution. All right, so I want like scientists, I want artists, I want everything, like literature, everything, to recreate a new type of society and civilization.
What, in England?
Huh? Bear with me,
Sorry.
bear with me, right? Because this Earth is a massive place. It's a massive place. Right?
Massive.
But one thing is, we're running out of land, right? Correct? But we're not running out of sea. And what I would do is take all of that intellectual genius and all of that money that we've all acquired, because we're all millionaires and billionaires, and I'll do like the Arabs do and create my own island. No, forget that. My own continent, and I will fill up that continent with people who are like-minded and who could follow the program. That's it. That's simple. Game over.
It's not hard.
It's easy. That's easy.
What a world.
Is that not easy?
Yeah, simple.
Easily by stealth reclamation, yeah.
The holding,
I will create heads and chapters.
He didn't say Britain. I don't think he meant in Britain. That could have been in Africa or anywhere around
I'll
the
create your own
world.
little Hebrew land, and you stay there. That's your own state. You govern it how you want it. I got my brother over here who is
A Celt.
a
maybe?
Celt.
Yeah, something like that.
I love that shit right there. There you go. Them nature worshippers right there. It's the closest shit that we got to African tradition this night. You create them, you put their own little Celt land right there, and it's all good. You just fill up the rest of the continent with it.
cool.
There's
So
no
with your
problem with it.
millions, hold on, with your millions
in the sea.
No, you create artificial land.
Yeah, like they did in Dubai with those.
Yeah. Artificial land. We should be able to be smart enough to create all of that, and then have
Nature can do
natural
it.
things.
Anyway.
No, it's done.
Anyway,
It's done,
the
fam.
truth of the
Easy.
matter, the truth of the matter is, yeah.
And I guarantee you, 10 years from now, 10 years from now, you see what I just said is going to start happening more and more.
Anyway.
Do you know about permaculture? Permaculture systems. Permaculture systems.
That's what you need to look at.
You've heard of permaculture systems?
Tell us.
They can green the deserts
Yeah.
with, and a place in Arabia called Wadi Rum is literally desert.
Yep.
Not through any irrigation methods, through permaculture. They just lay mulch on the ground. They grow trees.
said, can we ban religion?
Within that, the fungal spores that are always present in the atmosphere will lodge in that mulch. You grow the trees. They start to form a foliage above. So there's always
It's life.
water. There's always water in the air as well. And then in the desert, the water goes down.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, it rises up. Then it hits the leaves, and the moisture comes back down again. So you've got a self-rotating system of
And it-
water that can be free of irrigation within 5 or 6 years.
These are the things that we need to be.
right now in Wadi Rum.
Wadi Rum, they've already.
Those are the things that we need to be doing.
Hold on,
Those are the things.
Did you not just hear that?
Wait, don't
Hear
worry.
that, right?
You can need the hippies.
All right, I'm googling that shit. But anyway, you look
Get rid of the rest of the
Google.
Yeah.
Those are the shit you need to be doing though.
Who owns the most land on the planet?
Tell me.
One individual.
Tell me. Educate me, bro.
Go on. I want my brother to tell me. You get me? Because all of this is going round. You're getting all
Who is
that
it?
space and everything, and you're gonna end up over there in Buckingham Palace, knocking on her gate.
She's
asking
got
her
3
for
million,
land.
3 million acres. She's got 1.5% of the UK. Well,
Most
that's 3 million
land
acres.
on the
something like that.
planet.
Yeah.
She owns whole continents.
Right. Oh,
Check it out.
true. Right. Yeah.
You get me? So the original landholder, the person, straight up, the Commonwealth of the Queen. So she owns continents.
You see when you lot
She
keep on
owns
saying the
all
Commonwealth.
Shore Islands, Falklands.
I'm not big
She owns-
keen.
Right, let me ask you. You see the Commonwealth. Do they gain monetarily still now in it? Like, do they still get taxes from those countries? Like, is it Zimbabwe and all of those places? They still get money.
Called structural
top of it-
adjustment plans. Have you had a
on top of it-
structural adjustment plan?
No, go on, tell me.
They've got all your natural resources anyway.
You take the Green Revolution, the 50s, 60s, when you had the real industrialization of farming. So the World Bank and the IMF gave third world countries loans on the basis, they were called structural adjustment plans, on the basis that they would develop modern monoculture in the third world. And that basically opens up the soil. They use plows, opens up the soil to dehydration from the sun and from the wind. And those systems require fertilizers, those systems require pesticides, those systems require herbicides, and basically a whole lot of water, a huge amount. So all the water in Africa has been drawn up in wells to go and irrigate crops that are mostly destined for animals, so that people in the northern hemisphere can eat cheap meat, and that those animals are held in the most disgusting, abhorrent conditions.
But what about for all this third world country? I mean, if all the resources are there, how could they be third world?
That's the term that they framed it as. Yeah.
Adam.
I've learned something so new today. I'm so Anyways, let me know.
What did you learn?
I learned about permaculture. I never heard that shit before.
I don't even know what that is.
Hydroponics. There's hydroponics. I knew about that one. I'm not that dumb.
You grow weed.
But the most important point to consider is that monoculture is extremely, it's not robust towards a drought or flooding. So if you have droughts and floods, which you're going to have in climate change, it's going to wipe out monoculture. What you need is robust, lots of different plants all together, complementary, your own composting system, so that you can live off the land. And they've shown that the green wall that they've thrown billions of pounds at, they also do throw billions of pounds in the Middle East on projects to wash out the salt deposits. Huge amounts of water they put down to wash out the salt deposits, which burn plants. But the fact is those salt deposits contain nutrients. And when the fungus lodges and connects with them, it provides nutrients to the plants. You don't need to wash it away. It's got what the plants need.
Saying, told you already. You know, I'm gonna create my Wakanda. And this is gonna
What's your end goal? Tell me. What's your perfect utopia?
He's in my think tank. He's in my think tank. That's what I'm saying. You can talk. He's in my think tank.
What's your perfect utopia, bro? Tell me.
Cultural appropriation again.
And what's that mean? Cultural appropriation. Tell me.
First people on the planet doing agriculture.
Oh, but he's not appropriating it. He's explaining it. He's not appropriating.
You don't need to explain nothing to us.
No, but
You know what I
you
mean?
explained
We've got
to him.
the
He said he
Nile.
didn't know
We
about
had the
it.
Nile,
He
my
said he
friend.
didn't know about it.
My friend, we had the Nile.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying he didn't know about it. He told him about it.
It's just
he's not appropriating
the
it.
idea that the
He's not
plough,
appropriating it.
the plough, which is a symbol of
Does that make sense?
No, I'm saying agriculture,
Yeah.
the root of agriculture, they say in Fertile Crescent is where it started 40,000 years ago.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
the fuck was doing it 40,000 years ago?
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's what 45. I'm just saying that he was telling him about permaculture, and he told him he didn't know about it.
So, do you think they were doing that back then?
It's nothing
They
to do
didn't.
with-
They
nothing
didn't need
do with
to back
subject.
then. They didn't need to
No,
because
they
they didn't have.
irrigated the land and
They, in these systems, you don't need to irrigate because what you have is you have the mulch on top of the soil.
if you have the pure river, if you have the pure water source, you get what I'm saying, of clean, fresh water, what do you need to do all that for? Right.
I don't believe in climate change
You
either.
just do what you're supposed to do, as in each side of the supposed Nile, you irrigate the land and do your farming, yes?
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is, and the thing is, because of this Nile and the produce it produces, it feeds Europe, and it's feeding Europe since the Roman times and before. Do you know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is where you
I don't know, man.
plants will grow where you don't get water. You know, they'll find in their roots. You
That's
don't
the
need like a
science
big.
as well.
And so you can in most places you can
That's
do
the science.
well with the.
You can grow
moisture
fruits
and
in the
air
desert.
that's present.
How much money does that cost to do?
In the desert.
So to begin with, for the first 5 years, you need a source of irrigation water, and you need to import mulch. So mulch doesn't cost. Mulch is just green, rotting down material.
And you can turn deserts into thingy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did that already, man.
Look at green.
You did that.
Greening the desert.
When they went by satellite.
So why don't we do it again then?
I said when they went by satellite and they started to look.
It's the same principles they use.
Love. Hey, nice speaking to you, man. I really appreciate it, man. Love. I'm gonna make it a short. Yeah, love. I'd like to talk to you again soon, man. Yeah,
Big man.
definitely we had a good conversation, man. So hopefully again.
No, Callum.
Oh, Callum, that's right.
As for you,
Mistaken identity.
as for, I'm joking, man. You know, listen. We gotta have more of these discussions in future. You don't take anything personal. What I say to you, bruv, if it blows your mind, then we have that conversation. You understand? Because that's what it's all about, innit?
Apologies for the European.
Is that what you
talk
think
for
I am?
himself.
Wait. Let me
can
Let me
talk for
recover. Let me
himself,
get that.
He
You
can talk
think,
for himself.
he said I'm an apologist for the European.
Yeah, man. Why are you doing this today? Why are you saying this about the European? Why are you saying this about white folks? Why are you saying this?
Yeah, because we live in England, bro.
No, but if you're making an observation, that's not a complaint, bro.
No, I'm confused there. But what I'm saying is
suffer from Stockholm syndrome as well.
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. Who?
It's
Who suffers from Stockholm syndrome? Not me. I'll tell you that right now. What is
I
that?
don't know, man. I don't know.
Syndrome.
Go on, tell me.
Who could possibly be suffering from Stockholm syndrome?
because look at what happened in America, yeah, this
go.
week, yeah, the
Come, you
case
come
of
around. Sorry.
that case of Jason Botham and that woman, Amber Graham, that killed the guy. She got given 10 years, yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist. And then the brother of the guy that was killed was asking to hug the woman. How can I hug you, please? I forgive you. That is Stockholm syndrome because you're unable to identify your oppressor. You're unable to identify who is against you.
It's killed my family.
Right.
Oh, can I go to? But then what happened after that? A day after, one of the witnesses in a case, he was so-called black, was shot, killed. So you are forgiving a set of people who are not willing to forgive.
I didn't say
So
forgive anything.
you need to identify
Right.
where you're putting your energy.
Right,
into,
then let me put.
where it
Yeah,
can
yeah.
come back
I
to
know
you
why
as
I'm
well.
putting my energy. Let me explain something to you now. Right. You said I was Stockholm syndrome. Not that I've got Stockholm syndrome, but
No, I'm saying
people,
do suffer.
where they would say, "Oh, I'm not identifying what happened in the
I
day."
mean that you have an infatuation for your oppressor.
All right, right. Now let me explain something to you. The point, what I'm thinking is that we can't change the past. I'm not saying, just like the Jews say, never forget. The Jews say never forget, innit? Or on the thingy, it says lest we forget. The nationalists, lest we forget. I'm telling you, never forget what happened to you as a people and what happened to us as a people in Africa. Those kind of things. I'm not trying to forget those things. Let's get that clear, straight. Let's get that. The next thing I'm gonna say is, you can't change the past. As in fact of, this guy here never enslaved me. This guy here never enslaved me. That's a fact. Do you understand? The people that live in this country, yeah, of a certain age, didn't enslave me. Do you understand? In us moving forward, if you're just demonizing a people, this is my point of view, yeah, my personal point of view. If you're just demonizing people and just saying from the past, and these people are the same age as me, younger than me, like poorer than me, how can you put what those people done back in the day on the people that are alive today?
Okay, so what happened in the past was done on the basis of white supremacy, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so they went around and the doctrine of discovery, etc. Yeah, as so-called white. You know, because I don't believe anyone is white or no one is black whatsoever. These are just the terms that they've used in order to
Separate us.
to go around and subjugate us, right? But there is something that we call a legacy, yeah, of slavery and colonialism as well. So the legacy.
Come, bro, come round here. Oh, you're on my camera. You're literally on my camera.
So,
You got your back to the camera. Go.
man, YouTube's cool, man.
Is that correct?
So the legacy of those events still have an effect today.
100%, I'll agree with that.
Because it's not as if it just happened for a period of time and then that's it. And then fast forward 400 years and then now we're still complaining about it. No, it was a continual ideology because it was linked with the way the Western society was thinking. It was linked with how every single country came together actually to do that. You know, whereas in West Africa, for example, people don't really mention that, but you have Sweden, for example, been there. You know, as part of colonial power. You know, Scandinavian countries being there as part of colonial power. But now, what we have to deal with is a sort of like revisionist approach to history. Yeah? When we going into history, we can't just whitewash history or beautify the whole thing.
I'm not trying to do that either.
Or blackwash it either.
I'm not trying to do that either. But I'm saying we have to move forward.
So we have.
Don't misinterpret what I'm saying.
In order to move forward, you need to understand the past.
Right,
because
right.
the
I agree.
past affects the present.
Yeah.
And in order to move forward, you need to be able to control your presence, right? So that's what we're talking about.
the past was made on white supremacy, and white supremacy is still ruling today. It's not something that's gone, and we can't feel the effect of it. Yeah?
Don't you think it's more of a class thing?
But the white supremacy is morphing now. Yeah, it's morphing into different aspects, right? You have neocolonialism, you have the system of class, yeah. Whereas before, the European powers were coming into the benefits of the country, and now it's for the benefit of the few, yeah. So you have a class division that's happening where the leaders are turning against their own people as well.
I don't know if it ever did. I don't think in Victorian times people were better off in the 19th century in the UK than they were in the 18th century.
On what sense?
Well, I mean, you had the Enclosure Acts in the 18th century, so people were forcibly removed from the lands. Many people were enslaved. Many people were press gangs, rounded up to go into the military and into the navy. They had no choice. They were just captured. And people no longer had places to grow their own crops and feed themselves and their family. They were itinerant labourers. They had no security.
So going to the navy and not being able to grow your own crops is equivalent to people being in constant subjugation, where they wake up in the morning, have to go to the field, night have to go to a shed somewhere, and they have to do that constantly. Yeah. So we can't really put that as an equivalent. Yeah. To not to justify, but to kind of like minimize what we are facing from our perspective, because what came to us was white supremacy. What came to us was an ideology that God is white.
Yeah, but you see those guys who are on the boat.
Don't matter to me, to be honest with you.
That's what came to us.
Don't
Yeah,
matter
but
to
you
me.
see the guys who are on
came
the
to-
boat
it
who were
came
press
to-
ganged. If they disobeyed any order,
But
they'd
the
be keel-hauled.
the
They'd
system
be killed
came
just
to
flat,
us, yeah,
straight.
where our brothers and sisters were being captured. The priest will stand and bless the boat and bless them before they get onto the boat, and they're not even sure they're going to make it on the other side. Yeah, and not just the men, but the women as well. You know what I mean? So that system is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And then nothing that happened internally here would sort of minimize the impact of what happened. So we're talking from a point of knowing history and knowing the impact that history has until today, because that system morphed into neocolonialism and then neocolonialism as well. So now we have to deal with neocolonialism, which uses our own people against us. Yeah, because today we can't vote for a, let's say,
Thanks,
a
John.
president that we want to be in power, because once it happens, they get eliminated 2-3 months later.
All right. Listen,
Somehow.
I understand. Listen, we can talk
And
a
then that
lot.
happens
Sorry.
many times. You know, we've seen that with Lumumba, we've seen that with Thomas Sankara, we've seen that with people that wanted to change, but somehow the CIA and whatever don't do stuff to get rid of that. So this is the sort of another system that we have to deal with, right?
All right. You seem like an intelligent man, and you seem like you look at things you critically and stuff. Do you feel like a lot of people could be using you? It sounds to me, from me personally, that you're making a lot of excuses. Do you think that?
In what sense?
In the fact of, are we being colonialized? We've been. This has happened to us. That's bad.
Excuses
this is
for what?
excuses for the way we're seen in society. Excuses for, in my opinion, the black community is probably looked at probably the worst by all other races. To be honest with you.
But I've never mentioned about the way we've seen in the society. What I just mentioned is to state what the system was, what the system did, and the impact of the system today.
I agree with that. How do we move
But
forward, though?
I've not mentioned anything about, you know, how I'm seeing today.
How do we move forward?
At the
How do we
moment,
move
as
forward?
it
We need
Yeah.
to- we need to reconcile with the past. So reconcile with the past in truth and sincerity. So there are areas that when you talk about it today, you get people saying, oh yeah, you're having a victim mentality because you're always talking about the past. But if you can't reconcile with the past, you can't be even thinking about moving forward, because what you do, you're just moving, you're just going
But how do you know that? That's to your own. That's your own fit. That's. Do you know what? It's an amazing. It's a saying. I heard that saying a lot. That you have to know where you come from to know where you're going.
No.
Or
Reconcile with the past. It's not where I come from.
Okay.
I'm a Hebrew, right?
Or what do you mean by reconcile? Okay. What do you mean by reconcile with the past?
Reconcile with the past.
Yeah,
is
explain it to me.
Looking into the past with truth and sincerity, right? Looking into the past and what Europeans have done in the past, the Arabs have done in the past, yeah, and then look at the impact of that, of what those two civilizations have done into us, and then we can tell now, okay, this that happened, this is the reason why people react that way. But how can we do different now?
Well, if you talk about recent history,
before you do that, you need to understand how that impacted us, because our community, we're having loads of bullshit with our community.
All right.
You know what
You
I mean?
know that, yeah.
So we need to fix it. In order to fix
But that's
it,
stuff that's going on now.
Exactly. In order to fix it
All
now,
right, let me
we
put
need
it to
to
you.
find out what
Don't agree.
are the things that put us into this.
All right. So you
predicament,
to
right?
fix
In
knife
order to
crime.
move forward.
Yeah, to fix knife crime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a big problem in London.
Yeah.
Do you believe that you have to know about slavery and stuff like that to be able to fix knife crime?
I kid you not, it's related. It's related if you study history, but right now there are more impactful ways of fixing
Knife crime.
knife
Exactly.
crime.
So why are we
But
having so much?
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have a revisionist approach to it. The past shouldn't stay in the past. If you don't know the past, if you don't know the past, why would you put it on the side?
I'm saying that you should know the past. I totally agree with you. You should know
That's
the
what I'm
past. Never forget.
That's what
Like
I'm
I said, lest we forget, never forget.
But you have to take the conclusion.
Yeah.
You have to take the conclusion from that,
Never-
from understanding the past.
But I understand
you need to engage into a
right,
process
the problems-
of understanding the past.
All right, the problems of black people, nowadays, mainstream media portraying black people like thugs.
I don't even see our people as black.
Huh?
I don't even see our people as black.
Isn't
I
one
think-
of the big
But maybe you
problems-
can use that word colloquially. Yeah?
Isn't one of the big
But-
problems, though, that,
Yeah.
that most of the ruling elites in Africa are educated in, like the UK,
Yeah.
in public schools,
Yeah.
or in America?
Yeah.
No,
in
that's
elite schools
not
there?
really a problem, because I remember in the 70s and the 80s, like, let's say Congo used to have a very, very good universities where people would fly from
I
all
agree.
over Africa, go to a university in Lubumbashi, for example. Yeah, but that's not a problem. It's not about being educated.
No, it's about eating. It's a very certain type
it's
of
about-
privileged education where
It's not even
all
about-
the MPs pretty well in Parliament are educated
It's-
and eaters.
it's-
I agree.
So I'm talking about that kind. I'm not talking about general
the
liberal education.
the African president being educated at 18 doesn't really change anything. What the
I
problem
agree with
is
that.
those
Stop whinging.
Africans, those so-called African presidents are working for the white supremacist government.
Why is everything so white supremacist?
Because they're the ones that are putting those
No,
people
but it's in your
place.
mind though, bro. You can go and put yourself in a power position. If you want
So-
to go in, if you had the
So-
instead of blaming.
It's in my mind, right? So
introduction
people
of
today,
monoculture.
I'd say people today, in lots of parts of Africa, in South America, in North Africa, but let's say in North America, let's say Africa, people go to a church on a Sunday, and there's a picture of a white God in front of
So
them.
what?
Is that in my mind, or is that something?
Who cares?
So is
It's insignificant to me.
Is that in my mind?
No, that's
Or
not
is
in
that,
your
is that
mind.
something that is real?
It's real.
So that's a system that's been created for them to represent the highest form of consciousness.
I know, but if you can
as a
understand
white
that,
person,
if
right?
you can understand what they're doing,
This is
why
why
don't you
we're
just
here.
ignore it?
But this is what ignoring doesn't cure. If you're ill,
Well, there's
if you
enough of
no,
you
listen.
ignoring.
If you're ill today, you have a wound, you've been bit by a dog. Can you just ignore it?
No, we're talking about something
No,
mental.
but can you just
you
ignore
Mental
it?
and physical is
No,
different.
but can you just ignore it?
No,
Mental health is
that's not a good. That's not a good thingy. But no, you can't ignore it. I'm gonna go along with your thing.
Yeah.
You can't ignore it. No.
Because what happens in the mental is more important than what happens in the
All right, how do you
physical realm.
fix your mental?
So by having, for you, for example,
Yeah.
because it seems like whenever I talk about white supremacy, you're uneasy with it.
I don't feel like anyone's supreme to me.
And then
I'm uneasy
But
with it.
that's not what I'm saying.
I don't. Yeah.
there is a system of white supremacy.
Okay.
Historically, that system was.
I wouldn't say it's white supremacy nowadays.
But that's according to you because you are uneasy with it. You're not really comfortable talking about it.
I'm comfortable talking about it.
But I am comfortable talking about it. That system had the blessing of the church.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
It was a system with the political ideas and ideological ideas based on Christianity. That's the reason why in Africa today, you have people who feel that they are less. Some people feel that they are less, on the subconscious. And then they worship the white God, they think it's okay. But when you open the scripture, you open the Bible, and you actually see God is black, so-called black.
But what does it matter?
Yep, listen. What the reason why it matters here, because you are regaining your culture. You're regaining who you were, first of all, because the real revolution happens in mind first, before anything else. You have to change your mindset.
100%, and that's what I want to come to with
I
it.
used to say.
This is what I'm talking about with the.
Listen,
Would you say?
You have to change your mindset, so your mindset doesn't work with a white supremacist framework.
I don't believe my mind does.
Because we lived in.
If you want to use any of my stuff, you can use it.
Thank you, Mr. Rax. Big up man like Mr. Rax, a good man right there.
We lived in various countries around the world, so we can testify of the impact of white supremacy into the world.
I got one question for you.
Yeah, let me shake this
Do you
man's
play
hand.
for this team?
No, it's not even a team. It's a bape kind of thing. It's just like, you know.
Okay, bape.
Yeah.
I thought it was a football
It's like a
team,
football.
I
It looks like a football.
Yeah.
Swag,
Do you
innit?
play football? What? Do you play football?
Does the sun rise?
Do you play football?
Come on.
Bruv, don't make me bring a
Nigerian,
ball.
bruv.
Don't make me bring a ball down here next week. You tried to embarrass me. You tried to embarrass me. No, listen, you tried to embarrass me through a speech, but it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. I'm gonna put that there. And then next week, you're gonna come with the football. I'm gonna embarrass you with the football.
Subscribe to Nawabi and Sniper TV. Subscribe to content over everything. And big up my man.
What about subscribe?
Man.
What about subscribe?
Subscribe, man. Come on, like and subscribe. You're on there already. They're already on there, man. Come on, man. 117 people. What?
Come on, we're doing the
love,
thing.
man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day, yeah?
Yeah, you too.
Laters, bro.
I want to
Laters.
listen. What do you think about?
It's thinning out a bit here. Sorry, brother. I really apologize. What was you saying? Oh, right. All right. Let me break it down. Let me break down another point to you
But
then.
You keep saying it's in your mind. I'm talking about a system that you can study yourself, but you are being reductionist in your approach. And
I'm saying the system's not as strong. I'm saying the system's not as strong as you imagine it to be.
Something that is so important that affected so many people.
I know it did.
That killed millions of people.
Kill
And you
millions.
keep saying it's not as strong.
No, listen, this is what I'm trying to say to you. I was born in 1978,
It's not
yeah?
about you, bro. It's about the collective.
I know, but you're going back to something that you don't know nothing about because you wasn't a slave. You
I don't know anything about it because I wasn't a slave.
You wasn't a, you didn't live it.
Because I wasn't a slave.
All right, you didn't live it.
Because
All right, I
was-
apologize. I
because
apologize for that statement.
Because I wasn't a slave, I can't relate, or I can't even talk about what happened.
You can talk about it, but you can't. You never experienced it.
I'm a slave.
It's like me going to a country. It's like me talking about a country where I've never been to. Like you talk about Africa, saying that I've never been to Africa. I've never been there.
So you can't talk about things that you haven't experienced, right?
No, I can. You
According to
can. You can.
But why are you saying that to me now?
No,
If
I'm
I
saying
say
it to you because you. That's all you seem to be talking about.
But that's the subject of our conversation. If you ask me about football, we talk about football.
Right, now this is the second
But-
question I wanted
no,
to
no,
ask
no,
you.
no,
Wait,
no,
wait,
don't
wait.
deflect,
I'm
don't
not trying to
deflect.
deflect. No,
No, no, no, no.
One
Don't
question. I'm not going to deflect.
Don't-
No,
don't
the
deflect.
second
Don't-
bit that I was
don't
going to
deflect.
ask you.
Don't deflect. The reason why this conversation always happens because it's linked to our current reality.
Right, now this is.
Like other people,
Not to me.
Other people around the world, yeah, they can allow themselves to have a privilege, yeah, to reminisce, yeah, into the past. Yeah, they can go back 50 years. They can go back. Oh yeah.
Not all black people were slaves, though, man. Come on, man. This slave ideology. Millions of people.
Hold on.
Yeah. I want to listen this. It's very important. I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Other people have a fortune of having a good nostalgia.
Yeah.
But it's not limited into the past, right? Some people can be nostalgic of their past 150 years ago. Yeah. Other people, as soon as you go back 50 years ago, goes, oh fuck. we were enslaved in our own country. 60 years ago we were enslaved in our country. 100 years ago, oh shit, people was just taking us from one side to another.
No money.
So nostalgia for you, not you personally, but
I don't know.
not you personally, but for someone.
My gran
it's different.
she was in a matchbox factory, you know. It's like-
Nostalgia for someone.
We know that black. I'm gonna ask him.
But we're talking as a collective now, right?
Yeah.
As a collective, nostalgia for the people of our countries is different from the nostalgia of people of these countries, right?
Yeah, but that's an illusion, though, no?
It's not an illusion, it's facts, because when we reminiscing about the past, when we try to go back into the past about what our ancestors have done,
Yeah, try and bring in the ancestors
there
and
are
that.
elements
Yeah.
that happens where white supremacy was always present for 500 years plus.
I know, but I'm just saying the energy what we're putting into this white supremacy is gonna drive me. I'm like, yo, you're making me feel enslaved right now.
Because you speaking to people who spend time to research, yeah, and then to educate people on the subject, right? But if you are this kind of person that don't want to get the history about it,
I do. I know. Listen, I'm fully. No, but this is what I'm not. No, this is my next part of the question. Do you believe that you're mentally enslaved?
No.
Do you believe that I'm mentally enslaved?
I don't know you well enough, but I feel like you have a sort of like a bit of a Stockholm syndrome.
A bit of a Stockholm syndrome.
you said that earlier.
Yeah. Like I was trying to say, yeah. In fact, when I say things, yeah, and I say it from a white person's perspective, and that, I'm just highly aware. I'm just highly aware of the fact. Listen to me. I'm highly aware of the fact that I live in England. That's why I say it from the main people who lives in this country. If I was in Japan, I'd be saying it from a Japanese point of view and saying, oh, but the people in this country feel this way, or the people in the thing. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to look back at past things that have happened to black people and say, forget about it. Let's move forward. I'm saying you can't change.
You did say that.
No, not forget about it. No, I did not. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Yeah, let's move forward. That's very different.
You said it wasn't as strong as you make it to.
That's very. All right, listen. Let's move forward and forget about it. It's two different things. Yeah, all right. But when you say that I've got, you feel like I've got a little bit of Stockholm syndrome. If I would have said forget about it, then I could understand why you would say that. But when I'm saying,
Not necessarily.
all right, when I say to you something like never forget, lest we forget, never forget what happened to us, and not even us, because it didn't happen to me. It never happened to me, and it never happened to you.
Something you don't know.
Huh?
How can you not forget something you don't know? Do you know all the intricate parts of slavery?
No, I do not know the intricate.
Exactly.
I can only ever imagine.
So people talking about it, and then you're like, oh my god,
No.
I'm feeling slave right now.
No.
This is part of the conversation.
No.
because we're bringing out information about it.
I'm always willing to learn about slavery, more about
But
slavery.
It seems like when we talk about it, because it's
Yeah.
the subject matter of the conversation, right? When we talk about white supremacy, etc., and the impact in our lands, you always have a sort of like an opposition to it.
Yeah.
Even
Critical
though
thinker.
Even though that's the subject matter of
No,
the conversation.
what you gotta understand is
if
I'm
we want
not-
to talk about
what you
something
gotta
else, then
understand-
we talk about something else.
What you gotta understand
You know
is
what I mean?
I'm not approaching
if
this.
it's a subject that you feel uncomfortable with,
I don't
that's
feel
fine.
comfortable with
It seems
no
like you're
subject.
uncomfortable with it.
Why would I be uncomfortable?
Because every time it's been mentioned, you're trying to discard. You're trying to put it away.
I'm saying we gotta move forward, and this is the reason.
See, that's the talk.
Yeah, no, but you're taking it as.
Because you don't
How can you
face it. Face it.
How can you take someone saying we've got to move forward as Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah.
Like, are you
don't want
crazy?
to face the fact.
I am facing the facts. I'm saying never forget.
Facing the fact, because every time I'm talking about it, you're like,
Never
oh,
forget.
Yeah, you feel like I'm
No, I'm
slaving.
saying never forget. Never forget the wrongness. Teach the wrongness. But it
you know
seems
the
like it seems
slogans-
like it's all that you're
Listen,
doing.
Slogans, yeah, they sound good, but they're not practical, right? Because some people today are still living in that reality of them being affected by these supremacist ideologies and frameworks until today. So
Where?
your slogan
In Africa?
your slogan, if I go to like
You're not slaves anymore.
if I go to a village, in the Amazon, for example, in the forest, just tell them, oh yeah, let's move forward, never forget. But the people in the Amazon are living the reality. Multinationalist
Right, in this country?
are taking away their land every day.
Are you living in
This
that
is what
reality
we're
in this
talking about,
country?
right? So you can't use that slogan because it sounds nice.
Are
and then
you?
just go
But I
and-
live in England. Are you living that reality in this
Listen,
country right now?
Slogans are nice, but they're not practical.
I can find 20 white people that are poorer than you, though, bro.
But that's not the subject matter.
Well, you're talking about slavery. We're talking
That's
about
not
how
the-
well off you are.
listen, that poor white person, that you can find, has got no impact on the system of white supremacy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a class thing nowadays, to be honest with
The
you.
white person has got no impact on the system of white supremacy.
I'm overdrawn. I just do a gardening job, but I do feel like I've got an effect.
On the system of white supremacy.
Yeah.
No,
We're working.
no,
We're gonna be occupying tomorrow. We start occupying for 2 weeks, and we're going to take 12
don't
sites in
understand what I'm
London. But there is going to be a space for people called Global Justice,
You don't understand what
which
I'm
is
saying.
all about.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
Go
I'm
on.
saying you can find 20 poor people, right? I'm saying those 20 poor people, white people, so-called whites, don't have any impact of the white supremacist system today going around the world and destroying.
I think we
the
can,
world.
though. I think we can.
Practically.
No, I think we can.
You're assuming.
No, I think we are practically. You look at the mainstream system; they're under collapse. That's what Brexit is about. It's nothing to do than anything other than the permeable borders. No, I'm talking. It's got nothing to do with anything about the walls of Europe have come down.
But you're talking
Basically,
about Brexit. It's something else.
it's what?
It's something else. It's something other than what I'm talking about.
It's the crumbling of
I'm
the
gonna go over
system.
there in a
It's the
second.
crumbling of the elite system.
Brexit has got to do with internal.
No, because once the walls are down, that's what I'm saying. There's so many people have come from Africa and from the Middle East in recent
Brexit
times.
has got to do with the crumbling of the unity of the European countries, right? But what I'm talking about is
It's as much to do with external pressure as it is to do with internal pressure. No, I think it's the same. It's the same.
a system that goes around subjugate other people with policies, with cultural imperialism, for example, and cultural science. They're using those little fractions to subjugate people.
You know what's displaced people more than anything else?
I'm not talking about displacement. I'm talking about subjugation.
Same thing.
Because you cannot
As soon as you move people from their community, as soon as you
still be subjugated.
as soon as you displace people from their lands, they've lost their vitality and they're likely to become subject to
What
enslavement.
did I say about the Amazon? People in Amazon losing their lands. I used that example already.
Yeah.
But you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Tell me please more about this. So they are losing the lands. How are we?
Soya production in the Amazon basin, destined mostly for animals for cheap meat in the Western Hemisphere. But they don't talk about that.
I think it's more a cultural thing, especially in this country now. It's not a thing where black people are being oppressed by a system. There's poor people on the estates. You go on any estate in London and there's just poor people of all races. Do you understand? You finished? You finished?
We're talking about white supremacy. Yeah? Its inception in the Renaissance era.
I'm just talking about in this country today. I don't know about all this Renaissance area and all this stuff like that.
Because you're not willing to understand.
I am willing to understand, but I'm not willing to stand there for hours.
We didn't have migrant tribes in this country since before the Normans. Before the Normans, you had freedom of tribe movement. Subsequent to the Normans, you had aristocracy rule.
When was that?
That was in 1066, the Battle of Hastings.
You didn't have any.
So there was no longer free-moving tribal people in the same way that there had been before. Land was demarcated and the Magna Carta was created, it was all written down, how many sheep you had, how many this, that. From that time, you had the serfdom system, which is a slavery system.
But I feel like...
And then it got worse. Then it got worse. It got worse.
Because I feel like my friend here, you're uncomfortable talking about certain things.
I'm not uncomfortable talking about nothing. If you knew where I come from, bruv, you know I ain't comfortable talking. I'm not uncomfortable talking about nothing. Why would I be uncomfortable talking about what? Look. You see my face? It's on camera live. I'm
talking about a system.
I understand the system. I understand.
You're taking it to heart.
I know, but what you're doing, shall I tell you what you're doing? I don't take nothing to heart.
Started with the herds people.
Listen.
Started with the herds people. The herds people.
What's the herds people?
Well, the Judeo-Christian religion. It's the herds people's religion. Now, we never were meant to take milk. We were never meant to take milk from the teat of another mammal. No, the milk consumption. Most people are lactose intolerant.
Sorry about the cigarettes.
Most people are lactose intolerant around the world. No, the people who started taking milk, it's only like 10,000 years ago.
I need to
they're
smoke.
part of the Aryan race that came down the Nile, that came down into the Indus, and all the Judeo-Christian religions are based on animals.
Big up, is it
animal
1984?
slaughter,
Sean
all that
P.
kind of stuff. And it
Victoria,
wasn't known,
love.
It wasn't known in the Americas. It wasn't known in large parts of Africa or the majority of Asia. And that's why they're not lactose tolerant. They're not lactose tolerant.
Can I say something? Wait. Nah, stop.
So those
You lot, man.
Those religions are the herds people's god.
Now you lot are talking about
They're
lactose
the
intolerant and stuff. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Nah. Nah, stop.
Hold on. Let me go back to you.
You're talking about lactose intolerant and you're trying to say that I'm scared to talk about things.
North East Africa, which I believe Israel is part of it as well, yeah? We always used to slaughter animals.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Middle East, Europe,
Dark
Middle
side,
East,
Bob. Ricky Freeman. Awaiting wisdom and love.
across through Afghanistan, down through the Khyber Pass,
Animals used to be
down,
slaughtered
into the Indus.
from the dawn of
Scripture.
time.
Look, I'm talking about what's going on.
Yeah, because it's
I forgot what I was going to say
The
now.
herds
I
people's
forgot.
culture. The herds
It's part
people's
of our
culture.
culture.
The herds people's culture.
Yeah, I remembered.
I'm a
Listen.
I'm a Hebrew. I'm not a herds people.
It's
Herds
important.
people, Hebrew. You lot are talking about.
I
Listen.
won't let someone define
You
who I
can't.
am.
You can't
I
say
am
things
Hebrew.
like this.
I'm
Yeah,
not
look.
defining you. I'm just talking about.
You're
this,
saying to me that I'm scared to talk about
lactose-tolerant
things.
people.
Wait, now stop. You're saying that I'm scared to talk about certain things, or I don't want to talk about certain things. I think that's wrong. All right, not scared. All right, not scared.
You have a tendency.
All right, I have a tendency.
Oh, let's move forward.
All right, listen.
Let's move
You can
forward.
see my face. My face is on YouTube live, yeah? And then you lot are changing the subject and talking about lactose intolerance when really and truly, I'm in front of your face with my face. Your face ain't on the camera. My face is on the camera, so I feel that it's really a liberty. When you say to me, I'm scared to talk about certain things, I will talk about... All right, not scared. I'm ready to talk about anything. Next week, we come back, listen to me, look in my eye when I'm talking to you, bro. I'm willing to talk about anything, anytime. The first day that I put my face on the camera, I was willing, I made a decision. I'm willing to talk about white supremacy now.
Yeah, I'll talk
right
about white
now.
supremacy.
What about white supremacy?
What about
Are
the
you willing?
Rothschilds? And what
Are
about
you
Soros
willing?
and all them?
Are you willing to put your face on the camera?
Yeah.
What
about the Queen?
See,
Yeah.
me afraid to put my face on the camera right now. Cause yo, when we are talk about God and talk about truth and history, we speak it truth.
We
and
put our
straight.
face on the camera.
See, cause we not nothing to hide. I am not ashamed of the gospel.
We stand on our square.
That's right.
You
And
can't.
Me find out something today, and me say it on your TV live now.
Blessings.
Me stand up right here and hear a fellow Israelite of mine say that Mary had sex with Jacob, so Jesus Christ is not the son of the Holy Spirit. These men are blaspheming, and me don't talk. Me no want to hear no more.
God. Yo, my brother.
Sunday. Yo, content over everything. Sunday. Blessed Lord.
Right. As I was saying to you, my face is on the camera, as you can see, yeah? Your face is not on the... No, your face... only a little... Oh, yeah, okay. Your face is on the camera now, but you didn't want your face on the camera.
No one did at the beginning.
No one.
shy,
I don't
man.
mind having my
Just being
face...
shy, that's
At the
all.
beginning, I don't mind having my face on the camera, which means I'm willing to talk about anything. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not trying to protect anyone. The truth is the truth at the end of the day. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you come across and you say, I can't even remember my point.
Stockholm.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome and your face. No, but listen, see, I'm not blaming no shit. Listen, I'm a critical thinker, bro.
what the system
Listen, that's how you diagnose me. You diagnose me as possibly having Stockholm syndrome by not
I said a bit of it. I said a bit.
because I love my